Who are we?
I love this movie. Greetings, the world of the internet. I am the great Matthew Squeak, and welcome to Squeal Talk Review. Finally, it's time, people. After rewatching Big Hero 6 in preparation, now we can officially start watching the series. But just to recap, Big Hero 6, amazing movies. Flaws, sure, but buckets of awesome. And it ends with it begging to be made into a series. I'm excited about this. How about you guys? This is Big Hero 6, Baymax Return.
May I have a moment of your time?
Oh, what do you want now?
Thank you. Now it has come to our attention that this show, particularly the...
We did this. This is literally the exact same thing you said in the last review. Are you just reusing clips?
No, of course not. I would never stoop so low as to use recycled footage, but the point remains this review requires a spoiler warning for those that may not have seen the movie.
That is what the Big Hero 6 review was for.
But what if they haven't seen the movie or the review?
Well, I can fix that. Yoink! It's magic.
I was not finished. For those of you that do not want to take the time to do that, I prepared a 200-page overview of the movie, including a brief dive into the psychiatry of the developers.
Oh, we are definitely not doing that.
Actually, we are, and since I have control over your teleportation network, you are going to sit there and listen for once. Now, in order to appreciate the movie of Big Hero 6, we first must look into its... Well, it's certainly nice to see you paying attention for once. Allow me to continue.
This is Big Hero 6 Baymax Returns. The two-part special begins with that all-too-common cliché of watching a cliched footage of a deceased family member. Even in death, this guy can't escape the endless waves of clichés. Oh, Tadashi, if only you didn't have that I'm about to die moment. The show takes place after the events of the Callahan incident, where Hero, with an I, is finally fulfilling his dream of going to college.
Hey, sweetie, I made you a lunch. Do you pack lunch to college? I don't know. Is that...
Lady, give him the food! And first thing you'll notice is the animation. It's bright, it's colorful, it looks really good. It does well in capturing that comic book feel. Unfortunately, I don't feel that it quite flows correctly. If you take a screenshot, it looks great. But when the characters start trying to move and emote, it feels stiff. Like they were trying too hard to use that comic book style. It's not so bad when there's plenty of action on the screen, but when the characters are standing around talking, it becomes more evident. We get a tour of the facility and show off some cool gadgets we'd love to have until Hero, with an I, comes face to face with a bit of emotional nostalgia while in front of Tadashi's old lab. And here is where the series picks up right where the movie ended.
Who are we?
Okay, maybe not exactly where the movie ended. Back up a little bit here. Right there. Meaning the first episode actually takes place during the movie.
La.
As this scene hasn't happened yet.
Okay. I'm gonna need carbon fiber skeleton, actuators, definitely gonna upgrade the supercapacitors.
But we're interrupted by...
Good morning. I'm Professor Granville, your new Dean of Students. Welcome to San Francisco Institute of Technology. I trust that we are going to have an excellent year.
Don't you wish you could do this to all your teachers? I certainly had a few professors I would like to mute.
Which means hard work.
No, I should have known better. Even when they're on the screen, you can't mute them. It almost sounds like she's in the room with him.
Turn around.
This is the new dean of the school, Professor Granville. And she's certainly strict.
It was so nice to...
Tick-tock, Mr. Hamada. Don't want to keep your thermodynamics professor waiting. I hear she's tough, but fair, intermittently. Ah, teen genius has decided to join us.
How did you?
Shortcut. I can take them. You cannot.
I officially approve of you as a teacher. You both encourage, discipline, and thoroughly screw with the minds of your students. Later that day, we see the rest of Big Hero 6 contemplating their futures as superheroes. Or more accurately, discussing their retirement from that career field.
And you have clearly forgotten that we are not superheroes.
Also, it was really scary.
You didn't seem scared.
Because I was pumped full of adrenaline. Now I'm back to being afraid of things. Heights, speed, cholesterol, loud noises. I've got issues. You do not want to be Wasabi.
So what? The Flash from the Justice League movie was terrified and whined about everything, and he did a decent job.
We aren't in one of your comic books. This is the real world, and in the real world, there are no supervillains.
You know, except for the one you already fought. But more importantly, this show should really know better than to use a cliched line like that. Cue supervillain. Yama, the first thug we meet in the movie, has made a return, and he...
Where's my money?
I'm sorry. I know you're trying to sound threatening, but what is wrong with your voice? I get it. If you can't get the original voice actor to come reprise their role, you have to find someone else that can do a decent impersonation. You can barely tell at Fred's voiced by someone else, and Carrie Payton makes a good Wasabi. But this guy, Yama, is hysterical. Was this really the best he could pull off? This is Dark Knight levels of ridiculousness.
Not that simple. With a Joker, it never is.
If you squint your ear just right, you can totally hear what he's trying to sound like.
Don't even think about it.
We go back to Hero as he's making progress on Baymax's restoration.
Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology.
And after a short musical interlude, Baymax has returned.
Here we go.
Good grief, he's naked!
And because Hero chose to forego the diagnostic phase, naked Baymax makes a break for freedom. This is how robot uprisings start. Always do the diagnostic phases. So just like in the movie, it's time to start an epic chase through the...
Mr. Hamaha, what are you doing here at this hour?
Zeus, lady, how are you everywhere? Clones. Probably clones. We now go through the classic gag of trying to cover up the obvious suspicious activity going on behind you.
That Mom has put in front of us, and stop!
That's so weird, I made an Iron Giant gag in Big Hero 6 too. And now it's finally time to go see what everyone else is doing.
And the team
Came together.
They stop a car that didn't need to be stopped, and now we're finally watching Hero chase naked Baymax around. That is, until he's nabbed by...
Haven't seen you at the butt fights in a while, little Zero.
I'm sorry, but with a voice like that, everything you say is instantly hilarious.
You're not getting your robot back. Teach him a lesson.
So, in between comedic dialogue, Hero gets threatened into stealing a rare rock thingy from the dean's desk, or he'll never get his naked robot back, among other things. And after realizing he can't get out of this jam alone, he goes to the one person that couldn't possibly be of any help, Fred. Because Fred is the most logical choice in this situation. So to get the not a paperweight, come on, we all know it's not a paperweight, they need to get into Professor Granville's office, but...
I just need to add her code to my ID, and to do that, I need to get really close to Professor Granville.
How close? Are we talking in the same general vicinity, or are we talking uncomfortably close?
Uncomfortably close.
So the plan goes into action by leaving Fred with the complex computer part, and Hero goes out to get overly social with the professor. This seems so... backwards. Put the nerd in the lab and send the social butterfly out to go hug someone.
Got it. I'm going in.
Roger that. Man, I love saying that. I'll do it again. Roger that. No, wait. How about this? Roger that.
Who is Roger?
Oh, Sid! I know! Roger! How about we get Sid first, and then go back for Roger? Oh, okay, never mind.
But turns out the professor is some sort of anti-hug ninja, so Hero has to employ some extreme measures. All the while, the rest of the team is just... watching this. I guess they just like to watch. They get the rock thingy and hand it over to Yama, but surprise, the villain makes a double cross.
Oh, Zero.
They get thrown into a
super secure, high-tech safe room,
which Hero immediately breaks out of, but are also immediately caught, and they are brought back to where they literally just came from. Why are you taking them back here? Well, so Yama can say,
get rid of them.
What's the point of throwing them in the high-tech jail cell? This was literally 2 minutes later. I mean, sure, you could say that it was to give enough time for the rest of the team to arrive and save the day, but seriously, it really was 2 minutes. Regardless, we've reached the action portion of the show. Not that they aren't kicking butt, but how is no one able to hit the great big fat guy? Look at him. He might as well have a target on his belly.
Nobody hustles Yama!
and gets away with it?
I was frozen today!
Finally. Back at headquarters, or the school, all seems to be in order. The rock thingy is returned, and Baymax finally puts on some clothes. And we finally see the end of the movie.
Who are we?
Okay, so not the end of the movie. Back up a little ways.
Hello, Hero.
But it ends with a twist.
Don't worry, we've got something much, much better.
This is how Robot Uprising starts, people. First, you think you're in control, and the next thing you know, they're pounding on your desk demanding equal rights. No, I am not signing this. There is no way I'm agreeing to oil rub-downs every Wednesday, and what are you going to do with all-you-can-eat olives? Oh wait, what am I doing? Yeah, let's see you try and demand oil rub-downs now, you tin can. Now with that out of the way, and the professor...
I suppose now is a good time to go over the mechanical aspect.
Is still occupied. Let's go back to the review. We return to the show where we see the Aunt Kaz, where she encounters...
Whoa! Wait, what?
Hello, I am Baymax.
Baymax? Baymax! You're back!
Hold on. As far as I can tell from the movie, you two were never formally introduced. But there are more troubling things happening elsewhere, where we discover commercials in elevators.
Tokyo Metro, over 100.
There is no escaping them, people. They are everywhere. Okay, so what we actually learn is that there's some typical mastermind pulling the strings of Yama. Remember Yama? Good, I thought so. And also reminding us of this little plot point.
I see potential.
Meanwhile, Big Hero 6 is still leaning towards the early retirement option, despite Fred's best efforts.
Guys, this is no way for Big Hero 6 to talk.
Big Hero 6? Really?
I brainstormed an epic list of team names, and that one tested best with an audience of me. The power of 6! Come on, guys, I need at least one more hand from each of you.
Okay, I know that's a bucket load of eye-rolling cheese right there, but seeing as how it comes from this science-obsessed hippie, the title makes sense. Also, while we're on the subject of names, do we ever learn the real names of these people? I'm sure it's in the superhero handbook somewhere. Don't use your real names while out superheroing and vice versa. But Fred's not going to give up, and it seems he's found someone that believes in him.
Fred, I think you're gonna like this.
Whoa, a superhero chip.
I am now capable of defending innocence and various other heroic deeds.
Great, you've got the kid that gave himself no powers on board.
Great, we're not supposed to be in here. We gotta hide.
I am large and difficult to conceal.
Oh shoot, everybody run and hide! Oh, it's just Professor Granville. Oh shoot, it's Professor Granville!
Comfortable. What to do with this upperclassman lab? Clearly it should go to someone who follows the rules. Someone who doesn't try to pass off a robot as furniture.
Nothing gets past this lady, and I love how she's not afraid to rub it in their faces.
Mr. Hamada. Hard to achieve. Harder to maintain. One tiny wrong decision, and...
Sheesh, lady, that could have taken someone's eye out for the sake of that lesson.
I can't.
Okay, fine. Yaki Taco is healthier anyway, according to the Yaki Taco website.
Commercials are even playing on Baymax. Next thing you know, they'll be transmitted straight to your brain.
Triple and
Will make you smile.
But the professor's speech is inspiring, and Hero caves, deciding that giving up the world of superheroes is the mature and responsible thing to do. But duty calls as those robots Yama stole are starting to tear up downtown.
Seemingly indestructible robots have invaded Night Market Square and...
Did you just say indestructible? Look, there's a reason Hero put body armor on Baymax, and Yama couldn't figure that out. These nudist robots shouldn't be that hard to deal with.
Baymax needs his armor. I've got to finish it.
See, that line right there does not coincide with what is happening. And while Hero suits up Baymax, the rest of the team demonstrate the importance of armor. Always wear your armor, kids. But it turns out that it was all a distraction while Yama sneaks into the school to steal the rock thingy. So Hero uploads Baymax superhero chip and...
Hello? Hero! Hey, Aunt Cass, I'm kind of busy. Me too. The seafood market was jammed, but I got the most amazing deal on butterfish.
Is this really important right now? Do you really need to talk about this right this second? Okay, finally back to action.
Violence is not a recommended solution.
Armor! It keeps you alive. Now that Baymax is inadvertently disguised as one of the henchbots,
My parts are showing. My goodness.
he poses as one to retrieve the rock thingy first. And it works. That is until Yama pulls a fast one, taking advantage of Baymax's nature.
Oh no.
Hello, I am Baymax.
What?
I was alerted to the need for medical attention when you said, ow.
The stone thingy breaks, revealing it's full of kryptonite, before attaching itself to one of the robots and explodes.
This is not safe. If you do not let me go, you might fall.
No, you'll break!
Just drop it. It's a robot. You can build another one. You've already done that once. What's the problem with doing it again? But never fears, yet again, the rest of the team arrive in the nick of time.
Paperweight? It isn't just a paperweight.
Wait, you guys really thought it was a paperweight? Whatever the villain's trying to get is never what it seems. That's comic book 101.
Thank you, Fred. You couldn't have mentioned this much sooner. Baymax and Hero suit up and join the rest of the team as they chase down Yama.
Butterfish, butterfish, better than...
Lady, I don't care about you or your fish. I came to watch superheroes. Yama drops the rock thingy and it attaches itself to a train. Conveniently, the same train Fish Lady is riding. So now it's a race against time to save a train full of passengers and the fish. Can't forget about saving that fish. Meanwhile, Baymax and Hero, because Hero's there, goes to stop the engine, but forgetting for one moment that Baymax is also a robot, and so the rock thingy makes him go haywire. So Hero does a sensible thing and blows it up. Yeah, that was totally the smart move there. The day is saved. Fred finally gets his cliched group hand thingy, and Hero comes to an agreement with the professor.
Ashi will always be my inspiration, but I'm not him. I have to figure out how to be me, and I'm gonna make some mistakes.
Yes, impatient shortcuts, dangerous risks.
To take chances, make mistakes, and get messy!
Why do I get the feeling that you know more than you are letting on? And now finally, the show ends right where the movie did. Unveiling the new supervillain, of course. It is not the pigeon! That was Big Hero 6 Baymax Returns, and I thought this was a series. Isn't there supposed to be an opening or something?
Hello, I am Baymax.
Certainly captures what we love the most about it, Baymax. Mostly Baymax, but decent music with some action. It works. This was, well, fun. It tries to carry over the sense of humor and the charm from the movie and pulls that off pretty well. It may be a touch cliched and predictable in places, but hey, so was the movie, and we still loved it. And the art may not do that well with characters just sitting around, but we're watching a superhero show. We came here for the action and adventure, and the animation handles that just fine. So Big Hero 6 the series is sitting on a powder keg of potential. So make sure you find time to go check it out. I am the great Matthew Squeak, and...
Matthews, are you paying attention?
Yes, I'm listening.
And this concludes the history of Big Hero 6. I think we've covered enough to move on to the movie's plot now.
Does this mean we get to watch the movie again?
But what about a review of the series?
We're watching Big Hero 6! Also, I'm the great Matthew Squeak, and this is Squirrel Talk Review. I thank my loyal subjects for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe to my videos. And you may also check out my other videos or support the channel on Patreon up here.